All right, all right. This is my first live, so I'm pretty excited. Today I'm actually just talking about me in the sense of who I am, how I got my start, and just my background, right? So just I want to get to know you guys, and hopefully, when you see this, you are able to uh, resonate with my story and maybe get started on your own, right? So I'm Rocky. I am the founder of SaaS Marketing Growth, of Repurposely.ai, of RepurposelyWriter.com, and Repurposely.com, right? So I am a serial online entrepreneur, but I didn't start there, right? So I used to work in medicine. And the funny thing about that is like when I first started back in 2015, I think 2016, when I got out of school, um, like I knew nothing about medicine when I first got started. I'm a respiratory therapist, a licensed respiratory therapist, and I knew nothing about it. And I'm from Queens, New York, so like my homies were like, "Yo, like you really like medicine?" But like I needed to figure out something in my life at that time, and I didn't want to be. I don't know. I just didn't want to do have that life. I didn't want to be part of that life, And I grew up in a really rough neighborhood, and so I ended up moving. I moved upstate. I went to school. It was hard. I didn't know anyone, and but I graduated and I got a job in medicine, and I really took it for the money, right? I was like, I need something that's gonna really support me because I used to get laid off all the time. I was doing these like odd net jobs and things like that. So it was not really ideal, but I needed something, right? And I needed to, there was like a fork in the road, right? Like you reach a point in your life where there's a fork in the road and you need to make a decision. And I was like, I need to do something big. I need to do something that's going to change my life. And that's what I did, right? Like so I went to school, I graduated, I started working in hospitals, and I was, taking care of old people and babies and patients and things like that. And I enjoyed it, but I was working 3 to 4 12-hour weeks, days. And the money is great, but like anybody who's watching this, if you worked in medicine before, you have a family member that works in medicine, like it burns you out. And you see a lot of crazy things that you really can't get out of your head. And so I did that for about 6 years, 5 years or so. And while I was doing that, I came across like the internet and WordPress and just tech in general. And I fell in love with technology. And I remember creating my first WordPress website. It was called WordPress with Me. And I was kind of like learning and teaching people about WordPress as I was learning. And but I really didn't have that much time to put into it because I was working so much. So on the weekends, I would kind of like dabble in it, but I really wouldn't give it my all. But then I started traveling and going to different hospitals and working as a travel therapist. And I got to Cali, and, you know, I'm from New York. California's cool, but they were a little different. And long story short, I ended up stopping and I started to travel. And once I traveled, I visited some places, and then I got stuck when COVID happened. I got stuck for 4 months in this little town. There was no people, and I just was just me and my thoughts. And in that time, I was like, you know what? I need to figure out what my next move is going to be. I don't want to go back into medicine. So I went online and I started learning about copywriting and what that was. And I always enjoyed, stories and writing and sales and things like that and technology. And so what was cool is that I found out that I was able to just create content about technology and get these affiliate links and start, dabbling in that and making sales. And so once I locked in with that, I locked myself in this, apartment, and didn't leave for like 4 months while COVID was like just happening. It was travel bans, couldn't go anywhere and things like that. So I was stuck in this place. And so I had all this time to just dive into this process. And so I fell in love with writing and copywriting and building websites and things like that. And over time, someone came across content that was ranking over theirs on crazyegg.com, and they reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, we need a copywriter." And so that's how I got my first professional start. Like I was writing on Fiverr and kind of getting those little gigs, to get my chops, but I really wasn't, making a lot of money. But because my website was ranking and outranking another website that was affiliate marketing site, a big one, I applied for the job. They hired me, and I worked for them for like 2 years, 2.5 years, I think, just learning all the ins and outs of how copywriting works, how blogging works, how they also had a tech software, and learning like that aspect of it and how that looks. And then in 2.5 years, when that ended, I was like, you know what? I think I could do this for myself. And so I just kind of went into business for myself. I created SaaS Marketing Growth, and the rest from there is history, right? Like, and I just became more obsessed with strategy and content creation, and creating businesses online and helping people do that. And I think that that's what I was put here to do, is to just help people who really aren't as familiar with how to start making money online or creating a blog. Because right now a lot of people still think that blogging is like dead or lost, but like when you really think about it, that's how Google runs, right? Google runs with YouTube and they run with blogs. And if blogging is dead, then Google wouldn't be the largest search engine in the world, right? So there's plenty of opportunity. You just need to understand the process and how to simplify that. And that's what my companies do. SaaS Marketing Growth, I help other businesses who have software as a service create content and get more views and get more visitors to their website and things like that. And Purposely is a software that makes content planning very simple, because it takes content that's already worked and gives you new ideas on how to repurpose that content to stretch it, to reach more people, to become an authority in your space and things like that. So that's where I got my start. I mean, it's a longer story than that, but I'm going to keep it short. And I am just excited to be here, be a part of helping people who want to learn, businesses, agencies, startups who aren't really too sure on how to create content that connects, that is the same message across multiple platforms, how to build engagement, how to increase desire for a particular product as long as it's helping and solving problems. So that's what I do on my channel. I talk about my software. I talk about how to create blogs, how to create YouTube videos, how to take content from other places and make it better and stretch it so more people can see who you are, what you are. I talk about positioning and just a ton of cool marketing stuff that people normally charge for. But I want to reach as many people as possible. Clearly, I want to make an income, and that comes later, right? But right now you need to get to know, like, and trust me, and I get to teach people how to get other people to do the same. And so get used to me hopping on. Right now I don't have a lot of people, but one day there will be plenty, and I will be helping as many people as possible. So if you watch this and you like it, give me a like, subscribe to Her Purposely YouTube channel, and I hope and wish you the best. Go out there, create your blogs, create your YouTube channels, create your podcasts, create your socials, start talking to people and being involved in what it is that you really like to do and what you're passionate about, and find your position, find your tribe, be yourself. because no matter what you say or how cool or uncool you are, people are gonna say what they need to say, right? And you just got to keep on moving. So I'm here to help you in any way possible when it comes to content marketing and content strategy. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this. Peace.